Hello, good morning dear students. See, uh, this is the third unit, 10th standard, and we are about to complete now the last poem, that is ball poem. Okay, what is the summary of the poem? What is the meaning of the poem? That I'll tell you, and you read the poem again and again so that you will also come to know what actually the poets want to say. By just the name, that the ball poem, is it only the simplest title? Does it mean that it's only about the ball? No, it's not. Actually, what happens? A poetry is overflow of emotions, spontaneous emotions, and here in this poem there are two parts. Okay, there are two parts. How? I'll tell you. See, what is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go, merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over. There it is in the water. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. So, here is the one part when he says it is the situation is created that a boy is playing with the ball at the harbor and the ball goes in the water. He lost the ball. He was playing merrily, happily, bouncing, the ball goes in the water. Then, after creating the event, he goes on concluding the first part, what he wants to say. That is, an ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy. Now, losing the ball, that makes the boy very sad, unhappy. And he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. I would not intrude him. He is not happy on the loss of his ball, and I will not disturb him. I will not make him wise. I will not convince him, intrude. I will not enter in the situation to tell him that what is the thing. Okay, now he is talking about the loss of the ball, and what he says, his ball went, I would not intrude on him, a dime, another ball is worthless. Now up to this, another ball is worthless. Now he senses first responsibility in a world of possession. This is the first part. That a boy who is playing with the ball, he is not losing his ball only, but with that he is losing his childhood, his innocent childhood. Right? Innocence. Innocence means the one which is not crooked, one which is not wicked. That is innocence he is talking about. Okay, innocent does not mean knowledgeless. What he says, innocence means he is very, very pure. Pure. Innocence means pure. So the mind is pure, heart is pure. Not, he doesn't know. The children doesn't know what is lying and what is telling true. You know, we sometimes tell, we teach them. Jhoot bol rahe ho, sach bol rahe ho. Like this, we teach them what is lying and what is truthfulness. So children are innocent in their childhood, and then there comes the second part. People will take balls will be lost always. Little ball, like little ball. There are balls and the balls are lost always. Okay. Now the second part, he is symbolizing something else. In the first one, the ball symbolizes the childhood, that the boy lost his childhood. But here, there are many balls and they are losing. That means it's not only the childhood now, because we have only one childhood, not like many balls. So that means in the second part, the poet talks about the losers. Somebody loses his house, somebody loses his family, somebody loses his settlement, someone loses the living habits, someone loses good habits. Okay, so people losing, someone loses in business, someone loses money. Loss is the second part of the poem, and he is symbolizing the loss. People lose several things. Money is external, keep money away, but there are many other kinds of loss. Okay, keep money away. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes, and his desperate eyes for the ball, he is learning through it. And what he is learning? He is learning the epistemology of loss, knowledge of loss. Epistemology is a Greek word, knowledge. We can say characterizing or knowing the self. Epistemology means knowing the self, getting the truth of one's living. That is epistemology. How to stand up, and he is learning how to stand, how to live life. he is learning that. Knowing what every man must one day know, and he is trying to learn what every man must learn one day. You and we are living beings, and we are living and knowing the things and how to behave in the world, and what is the world actually. So this John Berryman, by this poem, the ball poem, is not talking only about the ball, but he is talking first phase is talking about the loss of history, childhood, the innocenceness, purity in us that we are losing. And in the second part, he talks about the losses. Somebody loses his loved ones. So after that loss also, we have to live life. And most know many days, and most of people are losing many things, many times, many days. Somebody has lost only one thing, but there are people that are losing every day something. Still, how to stand? Still they are standing, and still they know how to stand. So we are learning this. That means in the second phase, the poets want to say loss is the part of life. Nowadays, we are in the COVID situation, we are losing several things, like education, right? It's not very easy to fulfill the needs of education on the online tutorial that we are trying to do, we are trying to learn, we are trying to do, because we are learning how to stand in this difficult situation. See, this difficulty will come again and again, but the Paul poem says, we shall stand, we shall live life. It is a part of life. The calculations will be done in the end, in the after time. But now we need to stand and we need to learn. So in the second phase, the poet talks about losses of life that we are losing. Losses of life. And that is the poem about. Read the poem once, twice, thrice, and you'll come to know many things. What the poet, actually the poet is not taking any name, but he is symbolizing the things, and he is trying to tell you what life is actually. Okay, thank you, my dear students.